This is so very deeply awkward. Hey buddies, it's Scarlet, aka your YouTube big sister here in West Virginia. This is a very different kind of video for my channel. Like a few days ago, YouTube started suggesting these send a quiz to your past crushes videos. Apparently it's a TikTok trend that is now a YouTube video trend. And it was one of those things where it's like a car crash I had to watch. And I was like, I can't do that. I feel like this is more for people whose past crushes are from like last semester and they're like a sophomore in college or they're a senior in high school. My past crushes, I had these crushes a decade ago or more. So I don't know whether that makes it more awkward or less awkward, but I love making quizzes. Truthfully, that's the motivation for why I'm doing this video. I love questions, I love filling out quizzes, and I love making them. This isn't my first video about crushes. Here is a link to my Science of Crushes Scarlet Studies episode. It was my very first Scarlet Studies. I can quote science journals and I can give you data and I can teach you about dopamine, but none of that is really going to stick with you, I think, as much as me reliving some of my crushes. So I decided it was only fair to put myself in a very awkward position and take a trip down memory lane when boys were terrifying and evanescence was life. The first step was to make the quiz, which was definitely my favorite part. So essentially I just introduced them to the quiz. I said, hey past crush, this is basically a social experiment. Please answer honestly. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. What is your first name? Did you know that I had a crush on you? Yes, no, or other. Some of the videos I've seen had like yes, no, not sure, maybe. I didn't want to mess with any of that. I just wanted to get to the point, just make a decision. And then I asked if you knew I had a crush on you, what gave it away? That's been in a lot of the quizzes I've seen. Did you ever have a crush on me? Again, yes or no, or other. If you did have a crush on me, why didn't you tell me, or did you? What was your general impression of me when we knew each other? How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? It's a scale from 1 to 10, from totally fine to very weird. And then any final thoughts about crushes or anything else you'd like to share with my viewers. I kind of based this questionnaire on other people's videos, but they had like rate your attractiveness and rate your personality, and that felt real weird to do because like I said, it's been a long time since I've had a lot of these crushes and I look so very different. I had braces for like, I want to say 2 million years, and I also had an expander so I couldn't talk right. I had a lisp. Also, my braces created a gap in the middle of my 2 front teeth for like a whole year that was not there before the braces. I had a constant layer of acne on my forehead. There was nothing I could do about it. My personality has definitely had a glow up. I mean, I hope. I was thespian president. I was very into drama club, like very. It was tough. I had no confidence, and I don't imagine any of these crushes had a crush on me. But we'll see. I sent that to 6 guys and I got 5 responses, which is awesome actually. The first response is from Nick. Nick was a very, very, very cute, very, very athletic, very, very tall, classic guy from high school. He had like a really super deep voice for a high school boy. I'm sure that Nick did not have a crush on me. He's just so cool and laid back and chill. Also, Nick dated one of my best friends in high school. This is so weird. Did you know that I had a crush on you? No, he did not. How did he not know? I feel like the cutest people just never... Yes, you did. Everyone did. Did you ever have a crush on me? No. What was your general impression of me when we knew each other? You were, like most of my friends, the best kind of weird, witty, goofy, creative, fun, and free thinking. Aww, that's so nice. How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? It was a 7. That's kind of high, I'm sorry. Any final thoughts about crushes or anything else you'd like to share with anyone who watches this video? Nick says, This isn't very romantic, but having a friend that will act as an ambassador and talk to your crush's friend was such a power move. If the crush is mutual, it makes it easier for someone to make a move, but if it isn't, the rejection doesn't sting as bad coming from a friend. That is a fantastic piece of advice. I would just make sure that you are very selective in which friends are talking to each other. Who's your second? Make sure they're not gonna take it as a joke, and make sure that you can trust them with sensitive information. Nick is one of the people who sent me a message, so I'm gonna grab my phone. P.S. Wow, I was completely oblivious. I still am most of the time. I'm flattered though. But for what it's worth, I think you're pretty adorable. I would totally ask you on a date if you lived in and there wasn't a pandemic. Aww. Well, those are two pretty big ifs, you guys. Okay, so far this is fun. I believe Drew responded next, so here we go. Drew went to the other local high school. Drew's mystery probably is part of what fed the crush. But he was always very so supportive and non-judgmental. Did you know that I had a crush on you? No. Did you have a crush on me? Yes! It wasn't until the second half of 12th grade that I figured out how to be. It was like a mini glow up my last half of senior year. I think I saw Drew mostly at that time period, and I think I kind of sensed that he liked me, maybe. If you did have a crush on me, why did you not tell me? He said he lacked confidence at the time. That is so crazy to me. Drew seemed so confident and so cute. Again, athletic, fun, very handsome. Nothing would have happened, let me just be clear. I was very preoccupied with things that were not boys, and so I didn't really know how to do any of that. But it would have been nice if he would have told me. That would have improved my confidence, probably. What was your general impression of me when we knew each other? High energy. I was just thinking that I sound very energetic in this video. I think it's because I am nervous, and that's probably why he got that impression of me. High energy, funny, and charismatic. That's very sweet. How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? Drew says it was totally fine. It ranks a 1 out of 10. It wasn't awkward. Any final thoughts about crushes? He says it's always best to put it out there just in case. Okay, this is going well. Honestly, now I'm nervous. It's just gonna get worse from here on out. Next is Ben. Ben was another crush from high school. This was kind of one of those friends who you have a crush on, and then maybe it goes away, and then you really have a crush on them, and then they just go back to being a friend. We knew each other over a long period of time, and we changed a lot. Ben and I saw each other at birthday parties, we saw each other at school events, we saw each other at proms, even though we never went to prom together. I just have such an affection for him, even all these years later, and I have not seen him in such a long time. Did you know that I had a crush on you? No. I just don't believe this, but okay. Did you ever have a crush on me? He says, other. Well, I'm sure that I definitely would have had a crush on you if I swung that way. I had a girl crush on your talent and charisma, that's for sure. You were just so magnetic. That's a really nice way of saying I was loud and bizarre. I will take it. Maybe I suspected that Ben was gay, but I also hoped that he wasn't because he was so cute. But also, I enjoyed just being Ben's friend, and it's been cool over the years to watch a lot of my friends, not just Ben, kind of grow into their full selves. That's not the point of this challenge, but I'm getting kind of sappy. What was your general impression of me when we knew each other? This is now feeling very egotistical. Everyone loved being around you. I found you to be positively effervescent, uplifting, encouraging, funny, the life of the party. I loved being around you because our personalities just gelled so well together. We just played off of each other's energies. I always knew you were talented and would go super far in life. That's so nice. I think I am helped in the fact that these crushes go back so far because you generally view things in the past with rose-colored glasses. This is not a perfectly controlled experiment. I'm sure that their feelings about me have been influenced over the years. How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? He says it's a 1 out of 10. Totally fine. Any final thoughts about crushes? Oh, definitely. Don't worry about your early crushes. Now I'm way hotter than my high school crush / first love is. So that's super gratifying. I didn't really grow into myself until after college. I wish that the younger version of me could have gotten a glimpse of where I am and who I am today. I would have had so much more hope for the future, especially growing up gay in a small town. Besides, the crushes that I felt when I was super young now have been eclipsed by the intense love I experienced later in life. So just keep focusing on yourself and your goals, and you'll become someone your crushes would be lucky to have. Can you guys see why I love Ben? I should talk to him. I should talk to these people more. Looking back, they were just as intimidated as I was. Before being like boys and potential crushes, they're just people and essentially friends. And I think Ben sent me a message after. He says, "OMG, you had a crush on me? I'm honored. I had no idea." Next is a college crush, George. Very, very funny, goofy, and like you could not miss him in a crowd, like an individual. I remember he had like wild hair and he wore really bright colors. If my high school crushes think that I was charismatic, George really puts high school Scarlet to shame, for sure. "Did you know that I had a crush on you?" He says, "No." "Did you ever have a crush on me?" He says, "Other. I always thought you were a great person to talk to and hang out with." So, no. "What was your general impression of me when we knew each other?" "Always positive and easy to talk to, a great person to talk through the stresses of acting, comedy, and life." How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? A 1. He doesn't have any final thoughts for you. Right, no harm, no foul. Okay, this last one's a little complicated. Joe was not just a crush. Joe and I kind of went on a few dates, but I threw him in because I thought he'd be an interesting perspective and I was kind of running out of crushes. He is a high school crush. I saw Joe at the State Thespian Festival for like a few years. Everybody had a crush on Joe. Played guitar, tight pants, cool band t-shirts, was always starting impromptu rounds of Zip Zap Zop and other improv games. Very dreamy. "Did you know that I had a crush on you?" Other. I knew we liked each other, but I couldn't imagine someone as cool as you crushing on a nerd like me. Oh, come on. Everyone is so humble. If you knew I had a crush on you, what gave it away? Frivolous or otherwise, jumping on board with the Facebook status thing should have been a giveaway. What? Did I set my status to dating Joe? Did I make the first move? I need clarification. Did you ever have a crush on me? Yes. If so, why didn't you tell me, or did you? I think he did, but he answered this question as though he didn't. It's been such a long time. I think there are a lot of things I didn't tell you back then. I wish I'd been direct and open and had figured out how to do the right thing no matter what. That being said, I can't imagine I didn't tell you at some point. Yes, you did. Yeah, this quiz didn't perfectly apply to Joe. This put him in a weird spot. What was your general impression of me when we knew each other? I look back and I think I put you on a pedestal. I imagined that every guy and their grandmother would have a crush on you. I thought you were so ahead of your time that it even made me uncomfortable sometimes. Really? Uncomfortable? Ahead of my time. But really, I just thought that you were so cool. Like, how can someone be so cool, kind of cool, and talented? That's just... Being honest, I'm almost 100% sure I manic pixie dream girled you a la 500 Days of Summer or Garden State's Natalie Portman character. To this day, I cringe thinking about how much I wanted you to think I was cool and I ended up just being a dork about it. That is so not true. Joe gave me like my first real kiss in high school. So obviously he was confident. He started that kiss. Of course, I wanted him to kiss me and I knew that he knew I wanted him to kiss me. Joe was cool. I did think he was cool. He was the coolest boy. How awkward was the experience of taking this quiz? A 5 out of 10. Okay, Joe has some sage wisdom for you guys about crushes. I rather dislike the whole idea of crushes anymore. I think they're an initial uninformed infatuation with someone in the absence of knowing who they are as a person and their normal flaws and imperfections. Exactly. He also says, there are people you'll meet in your life who are so wonderful. When you fall into each other's lives, cherish them because there's only so many chances and time you're afforded. Whether you keep each other as friends or something more, don't let the good ones slip away. This could have been probably more entertaining if these people weren't so nice and so wise. These crushes really reflect well on me. I chose well. Having a crush can be time-consuming and overwhelming and inconvenient. That's how I thought about them. I just didn't have time. But really, that wasn't it. I was scared. I was too afraid that I wasn't gonna be good at any of this stuff. This was really scary, but I'm kind of addicted to doing scary things now. Not like dangerous risks, but risks like this. There's a little bit of magic in leaping into the unknown. It leads me into very ridiculous situations sometimes, and silly, frivolous things, but also tends to lead me into important things. I have a bunch of videos in the making for you guys. They're kind of all over the map, kind of like this one was today. I don't do a whole lot of promotion for my videos, like on Instagram or anything like that. Every video is kind of a big surprise, and the only way you'll really know about them is if you subscribe and turn on your bell notifications. Bye! I have a crush on all of you.